What's up YouTube fam? This is Wesley and welcome back to my channel. First of all, Happy New Year's. I hope you guys all had an amazing 2022 and you guys are looking forward to the year 2023. So the first video going into the year 2023, I thought I'd start by sharing something a little more personal that has to do with me and this channel. Now this video is just me taking the time to just reflect and take an introspective moment of my YouTube journey so far and just kind of talk about how my life has changed and where it has taken me from a mental health perspective. Let me first start by breaking down my YouTube journey so far. So I've been doing this YouTube stuff for about 2.5 years now, and the first year going into this, I had no clue what I was doing. Before I decided to post my first ever video, I just knew two things. The first thing is I've always wanted to create a YouTube channel, and I remember when YouTube first came out and the first generation of Asian American YouTubers, that really changed my whole perspective on being an Asian American and being creative. There was Ryan Higa, Just Kidding Films, Wong Fu Production, Timothy De La Ghetto, and these are some of the people that really influenced me to be where I am today. Now, although I wanted to try YouTube, I had zero idea on what type of video that I would create, or I had no idea what I even wanted to talk about. Also, honestly, I was just scared shitless because putting myself out into the public eye like that was just very daunting for me. Now, the second thing, my passion for video editing started really early. I remember in middle school when my parents signed me up for a video editing summer class. And I also remember just kind of enjoying that program, the whole process of creating a script, filming the video, then editing and cutting the video, and then putting it all together in order to tell a story. Now, luckily, if there was anything good that came out of the year 2019 when the pandemic happened, was when I first decided to just say, F it, let's create a video and just see where it goes. So I decided to create my first video talking about my UX design bootcamp journey, and I uploaded it on YouTube, decided to share it on LinkedIn out of all places, and it kind of blew up. And when that happened, I was just like, shoot, I guess I might be onto something that people are actually interested in. So I decided to keep creating contents around my career as a UX designer and see where it goes. Now, going into year 2 of this channel, I told myself, let's take this up a notch and try taking this whole YouTube content creation thing a little bit more seriously. So the first thing that I did, I took a pretty legit YouTube coaching class that taught me a lot about how to become a full-time YouTuber / content creator. Now, the amount of time, thought, energy, and money that it takes, I was just like, oh man, so this is what it's really like to take content creation seriously. The way that you have to create your brand, the way that you have to strategize all the different ideas you have, the way that you have to create content in a way that's effective and engaging. It was a great crash course where I learned a lot, and I felt like this was kind of the right first step towards figuring out what I wanted to do with this channel. At this point, my channel felt like it was at an all-time high. I was really happy with the growth, with what type of content I was creating, and just which direction that I felt like it was going. Also, that same year, I actually started to make money off of my channel through YouTube monetization, through mentorship, and through some brand partnership. This passion of creating videos has opened the doors to a lot of amazing opportunities so far. I pretty much have a passive side income from YouTube. I've done partnerships with some notable companies and brands, and it's also helped me to connect with other tech professionals and content creators. And it also has helped me with my job hunt and my interview process. So towards the later half of the year 2022, I started to realize that this journey has kind of brought me to a bit of a dark place with YouTube and social media. So when you're dealing with social media, and especially if you're trying to pursue or work within that industry, there's a lot of negative things that can happen. So the first thing is addiction. Now, I'm not saying I'm like a full-blown addict with YouTube in any kind of way so far, but I saw myself getting addicted to the statistics of my channel. So there's a YouTube app specifically for their creators called YouTube Studios, where you can see the entire statistics of everything. So that means you can see how many views you get, you can see how your followers are engaging with your channel, the demographics of it all, and even how much you're making from the channel. And it's one of those things where I just found myself looking at this app app consistently throughout the day. Also, I found myself asking, how can I make my videos more engaging? Can I change my title or thumbnails to something more sexy or scandalous? What's like the coolest and trendiest thing to do on YouTube? The second bad thing, it's comparison and FOMO, the fear of missing out. I found myself watching other similar content creators and essentially comparing myself to them. And when I didn't post a video consistently, I found myself feeling very anxious, as if I was doing something wrong and I wasn't doing a good job being a content creator. And lastly, I found myself devaluing myself and my life mentally. And I started to realize this when I started to ask myself, is there anything that I would change about myself to better this channel? Am I doing something wrong? Why can't I make this work? Am I not cool enough, smart enough, attractive enough, approachable enough, and so much more? And I think this one particularly gave me the biggest red flag that something was not right. Now, before I share more, I just want to say that inevitably, I knew that this was all going to happen sooner or later, this whole dark side of social media. Obviously, you see and hear about it from the influencers, YouTubers, celebrities that you guys might follow, but I've also seen people that I know that are within the space change in ways that they're either unrecognizable, their mental health is not in a good place, or they just lost their dignity and self-respect for the clout and fame. Now, I'm not saying that I'm completely corrupted by social media right now, but I've been just seeing how my thoughts, psyche, mentality have been kind of creeping towards unhealthy territory. Now, feeling all these things, I was just like, whoa, it's time to take a time out, take a couple steps back, and just reevaluate my life and how it's connected to this channel. So the first question that I started to ask myself was, how did I get here and why am I feeling this way? I mean, long story short, I just feel like I got lost in the sauce. I just got too obsessed with the stats, the numbers. I got obsessed with the idea of this channel possibly changing my life, giving me the ability to make a lot of money and even open a lot more bigger opportunities. And also, I think this may have to do with hustle culture that I was living my life by. And I found nothing wrong with it at first, and I actually enjoyed it all the way up until now. Also, it just made me realize that this whole social media game, it definitely takes a tough skin to go through all the bullshit, the unnecessary feelings and things that may try to essentially put me down. Let me also state that I don't think that this is only just a social media thing. I also think this can be easily applicable to just career in general, not just within social media or even entertainment. You may know people that have gone through the whole hustle culture in order to better themselves in their career and passion, in order to be considered successful and just to make a lot of money. So with that being said, the first thing is I want to let you guys know that I am okay. These are all feelings that I've felt for the past 6 months, and thankfully I did take the time to just stop, relax, take an introspective moment for myself, and just get past this whole little bump in my life. Now, with that being said, I definitely wanted to share with you guys how I got past all this and how I've essentially re-leveled my mental health to a better state of mind. So there were a couple of questions that I started to ask myself. Wesley, what was your life like before you started this channel? If your channel was to die right now, what would change? Before the channel, where did your self-worth, value, and respect for yourself come from? And how would that change if the channel disappeared? First, my life was pretty good before YouTube. So I don't think YouTube really changed or saved my life, and it didn't drastically make my life better. And this channel hasn't even made me rich or famous anyways. So if YouTube was to die, I realized that I wouldn't be going back to some worse version of my life. Now, when it comes to my self-worth, my values, and respect, I reflected on where those things came from before my channel came about, and I was able to list out my family, my friends, my other passions in sports, exercising, dancing, and lastly, my faith and relationship with God. Again, if YouTube was to die, those core things that I just listed out would still be a part of my life, and they wouldn't disappear or just go away. And that made me realize that I do have a lot to be grateful for and a lot where my identity already comes from. The success or failure of this channel doesn't equate to my identity and my self-worth, and it sure as hell doesn't mean I failed in life. So moving forward, I do have a couple of goals that I want to keep in mind. Number one, I want to create things that I want to create and things that make me happy. So I want to try to not let myself get influenced by other creators and channels and what they do, and continue to work on stuff that I'm passionate about. So you may see a lot more content that's outside of the UX design realm that I've been doing for the past 2.5 years. Second, I just want to remind myself that everyone's success and their end game will look differently from others. Third, I just want to continue to move forward while maintaining a good work-life balance. So I'll just keep working hard while understanding that there definitely needs to be a mental balance in life before it does become an obsession that's not really healthy for you. And also, I just want to try to keep my expectations low for this channel moving forward, so that way I don't get disappointed in a bigger way. If success happens, it happens, amazing. If success doesn't happen, it doesn't happen, amazing still. So that's pretty much it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this personal side of me and my channel so far. I'm hoping to do more introspective videos. I just find myself enjoying it, just to kind of throw my thoughts out there, share it with you guys, get your guys' perspective, and just continue to share my life, my thoughts, my experience, and my learnings. Thank you guys again for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.